All right, let's stay with that theme. Government is hoping to give a leg up to young business women and businessmen. The Small Business Development Department has launched an initiative to help start-up businesses gain access to the economy. It's estimated that this sector makes up about 91% of formalized businesses and employs about 60% of the labor force. Well, the Deputy Minister in that department is Sdumo Dlamini, who joins me now for a conversation on this initiative. So this new initiative that we're talking about, Deputy Minister Dlamini, to help start-up businesses gain access to the economy. Which one is it? Because I did see that there's a volley of interventions, in the various agencies and in the various departments, all aimed at helping young people. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. But which one are we talking about now that is aimed at helping with gaining access to the economy and markets?
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Nkabinde. And I really appreciate the opportunity you're giving us as a small business department. The challenge of youth unemployment in South Africa is so huge, which has caused the government to have these many discussions in the various departments. And it is what we have called for many, many years. Even in my previous life, we've called it a time-ticking bomb. Because when the youth of a country, the majority is unemployed, it has a potential to explode in that country and create so many challenges. So we had to be following the direction by the President of the Republic 2 weeks ago, establish a youth challenge fund to allow an opportunity for this 63% of our youth in South Africa who are currently unemployed, who are looking for opportunities to do business, but also looking for jobs to create this fund so that they can access startups to start their own businesses. So this is what we are discussing here today. And thanks to the thoughts of the country's leadership, the president has presented this to all of us, and small business development department has indeed having this youth challenge fund installed in Durban 2 weeks ago.
So how exactly does the Youth Challenge Fund work? How do young people faced with the grim statistics that we were seeing yesterday that you just cited now around youth unemployment and now at about 66%, where do they even begin to try and access some of the possibilities that the Youth Challenge Fund presents?
Yes, indeed. They should make applications, and I will talk shortly about where and how do they make these applications, which would be identifying the youth of 18 years to 35 years. It can also be above that of age to make these applications and get the forms, fill in those forms. They must be 100% South Africans. They must be willing to employ 2 or more people in their businesses. And indeed, because the huge challenge in a country is unemployment. And I've said already that marks a bomb that when it explodes, it will not care where do you stay, Tulas, whether you have high walls. When the youth is angry, they can enter that wall with ease. So we are in that space now. And they were asking our youth in South Africa to make applications to the Department of Small Business and also to our entities, which is SEDA and CIFA. I will give you the emails if you want them, but that is how it has got to work. Also, in other areas, they can go straight to those offices and indicate that they want to apply for these opportunities. Yeah. They are not unlimited. There are limitations in South Africa, but the youth are a priority.
Just tell me about whether this fund is targeted at specific kinds of businesses, or can young people go wild and come up with any, business idea, and they are more than likely going to get funding? And I ask this because sometimes you get the sense that, people want to do what someone else is doing and just keep replicating a business model that has worked for someone else, as opposed to, being innovative in their thinking.
Our youth have got to be innovative. You can talk the IT industry. You can talk about spaza shops. You can talk about selling chicken. You can talk about how you're going to link with other big businesses so that you profile yourself better in that space. So it's going to be a wide range kind of an approach. Our youth have got to be leading and taking leadership in that space.
All right, great initiative. Thank you for that. Do share the details. Lastly, just tell me is this funding in the form of a grant or is it a loan? And very quickly, as you answer that, just also give out the details.
Yes, it's likely to be both a grant and a loan, because there's got to be conditions in whatever that is government provided, because you have got to return what you have been borrowed. And I want to give you the email address of the Department of Small Business so that your community can hear that. It's at dsbd.gov.za. That's in the department. And you would have the CIFA, which will be CIFA will be at, I'm trying to read, that's at ycf@cifa.org.za, and CEDA would be at ceda.org.za. Those are the email details.
Deputy Minister,
thanks very much.
Thank you for your time. I do hope, even though we've not been able to share those here and now, that there are other pathways for access to these other than the, web-based access portals, which are useful, but I would imagine that you do have other ways of people getting in touch with you.